Morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever part of the world you're in. I just want to take this opportunity to talk to you guys about identity, who you are. What is your purpose here? And the reason God has placed you here, because a lot of us have no idea what or God's plan is, because we ourselves as differ from anything that God say is right, because we lack patience and we lack understanding. And the reason why that's happening, because we separate ourselves from God. We're living for society, we're living in the world, and we're letting society dictate who we need to be. A lot of us go to school, get a lot of degrees. I'm giving it, a lot of people go to school. I know a lot of people that go into school and get a lot of bachelor's, associate's degree and all these things, and then they come out and the job that they have, they're not even happy. They're not even happy with the job. They make good money. Some people lose the passion for the job after a couple of years or even a year or less, and they're wondering like why, because you're letting society dictate who you're supposed to be instead of letting God put you in the path that He had created for you. And because you're losing yourself and you don't understand what's happening, you fall into this place where people are telling you, oh, you're good at this, so you should be this. You're good at that, so you should be that. And you see a friend that's doing a certain job and you're going to do that job. Everything is not for everyone. And that's a true saying. What may feel good to you or be good for you, it will not be good for the other person. God has created us very special. Each of us are very special to Him, because He created us in His image. Not what the world think is beautiful, not what the world think is okay or right. We are beautiful creatures. We are made by God, the Father of heaven and earth, the one that created everything on this earth. So don't be fooled by society. Love yourself. Know that God has a plan for you that's better than the one you have. I'm telling you, give yourself to God, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you, when you give yourself to God, you have a peace. The way I am right now, the way my life is, I know that God is moving mountains. He's been moving mountains for me and my family. I have surrendered myself to God. And because you surrender yourself to God. Obedience is a big thing when it comes to God. Be obedient to the word of God and He will move mountains for you. I'm telling you. You have no idea how awesome God is if you're not living with Him. His Spirit is living inside of you. You have to believe and trust everything that He said He will do, He will do. You believe in humans' words and promises, but you will not believe in the one that gave you life. That doesn't make any sense. I know scientists try to explain God away. They cannot explain God away. They can't. Don't be fooled by this world. That's the devil and work. The devil's job is to make your life miserable, to turn you away from God so you will lose your blessings. For people who are walking with God and walking with faith, don't you realize that when you start walking with God, everything in your life starts falling apart for a while? But that is the end work of the devil. He wants you to surrender yourself to Him. He wants you to turn away from God and say, God, you don't care about me. I thought you say you love me. And people like to say, if God is God and He has all this power, why do you let bad things happen? Because the world we live in is a imperfect world. And because of sins and the things of the past, the world is exactly the way the world is because we created this world. We were born as sinners and we're still sinning against God. And He gave us the opportunity to choose Him. Free will. He gave us. Because He didn't want us to be fear of Him, to just say, okay, I'm going to serve God. He wants you to see the miracles. He wants you to decide, you know what? This is best for me. This is what God is. He gave His Son life for me. So I must be worth everything to Him. A lot of us is not realizing how precious we are. We are precious gifts from God. Our kids are precious gifts from God. They don't belong to us. They're like a good present. When someone gives you a great present, something that you love and you want, that's what kids are. They're a great present from God. Everything that we do here is a temporary. You're temporary. They say the only thing that's permanent is change. And that's the truth. That's the only thing that's permanent is change. So give yourself to the man, the spirit, or whatever people call it, the higher being. Give yourself to Him, because reality is He's the one who gave you life. Your life does not belong to you, people. Learn your identity. Your life does not belong to you. It belongs to Christ. You were brought here for His purpose and not your own. And until you learn that your life will forever be in a circle.